Hey everybody, Ryan here. I'm coming at you with another video, and this is going to be, I think it's my first favorites video that I've done probably in like 4 weeks. I'm in the final days of my job until I move on to my next job, which is I'll be working at my church and their school, so because I'm going to school to be a teacher and stuff like that, so it's kind of me getting my feet wet since I'm in my senior year of college. Anyways, with all that aside, that's why I was sometimes taking a space between videos, because I've been really busy. I've been really trying to concentrate on, getting through work so I could move on to the next job and stuff, and I'm really excited. It'll be nice to get out and do what I love to do, which is, teach kids and, minister to kids and stuff like that, and I'm just really excited. And so, with that, this favorites video is going to be me showcasing just some movies in my collection that I love because I feel like they're inspirational, they inspire me. And not necessarily, some people hear the words inspirational and they think, oh gosh, this guy is going to start, doing, Christian movies or something like that, which one of them is. But I'm going throughout more towards inspirational movies, that any movie that anybody could watch that'll lift the human spirit, really, and feel good type films. And so I got a selection of them that I'm gonna show to you, and I hope you like some of these movies. The first one is, of course, it's a movie that everybody's heard of. These are all movies that everybody should pretty much have heard of. Jimmy Stewart and Frank Capra's Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. And this movie is inspiring to me because, Mr. Smith kind of just goes to Washington, in the Senate. He's kind of like not really a guinea pig, but he's just kind of a fill-in. They hire him and they expect him to go on every big deal that goes on and the corruption and stuff, but he stands up to the corrupt, senators and stuff, and he goes on like on a filibuster. That's one of the most inspiring and awesome, powerful scenes in film history. It's a great film. You got to check it out. The next one is On the Waterfront. Some people might think that movie's not really inspiring. It's kind of dark. Yeah, it kind of has a dark storyline, but inspiring in the ways of standing up for what is right. And, and that inner battle sometimes we have with our conscience, and, that's what's inspiring about this movie, is that, Marlon Brando's character, Terry Malloy, is having one of those wars of his conscience. And it's very inspiring how he gets through it. And so, and plus, Marlon Brando is one of my favorite actors, and this is one of my favorite films. And I can't believe I didn't mention it in my Q&A, but when I talked about my favorite performances, yes, Travis Bickle, the character in Taxi Driver played by Robert De Niro, Michael Corleone in The Godfather, and The Godfather Part 2 were great performances that I love. But I completely forgot to mention this. This is actually my all-time favorite performance by an actor in any film. And Marlon Brando is like my all-time favorite actor. And this is a great film, so check it out. The next one is Knute Rockne, All-American. And it has Pat O'Brien and Ronald Reagan. He has like a bit part in it. And this is the movie that gave him the nickname The Gipper. And what's inspirational about this film is that it's about, football, which I love movies that have to do with football. And it's inspirational, like I said, because, Ronald Reagan's character has like a terminal illness and he's dying. And this team is having a winning streak and they need to win this last game. It's just such a great film. The reason why it seems like I'm kind of iffy about this, not iffy, but I'm not really explaining it clearly, is because I really don't want to blow it, because this is a great film. I don't really want to blow the ending. Some of these movies you can look at and you can understand why, and that's why I won't explain it as much, but people might not have heard of this, and they might just see him, as a football player in the front and might not understand. And so, but that's the reason I can't really go into it anymore, but it's very inspiring, so check it out. The next one is another one of those standing up for what is right inspirational movies, and this is the masterpiece To Kill a Mockingbird, which is based off of one of my favorite books. And Gregory Peck actually was AFI's 100 Heroes, 100 Villains. He was the #1 hero as the Atticus Finch, the Southern lawyer who is defending a black man against, he's defending him of rape charges, and it takes place in, during racist segregation times, and it is just powerful how this guy just stands up for this man who nobody at all stood up for. And it wasn't even the matter of did he do it or not, but Gregory Peck's character said, this is America, everybody deserves a chance, and he stands up to these people, and it's an amazing film. Robert Duvall gives his screen debut, and it's just one of those films that, to me, it's like one of those tearjerker type films too. It's so powerful. Everybody should see this film. Okay, out of all these movies, this one is probably the one that is so inspirational to me that it gives me chills every time I watch it. And that's Rudy, starring Sean Astin. And this is about the true story about, Rudy. And all he wants to do is play Notre Dame football. And his family's poor, working class family. They don't believe he could go to college. And it's basically his story about becoming a Notre Dame football player. And it's a brilliant movie. The last scene of this film, which I don't want to blow for you guys who watch this, who haven't seen this, literally gives me chills every time, and it's amazing. And this is actually probably the one that makes me feel good the most out of all these films. So check it out. The next one is Apollo 13, starring Tom Hanks, Gary Sinise, Kevin Bacon, Ed Harris, Bill Paxton, directed by Ron Howard. This movie is amazing to me because this shows the survival, of the human spirit. These men were up in space, and they pretty much thought they were going to die, but they did not stop trying to get home. And it's just amazing to me. I'm not going to go all in depth into this because I'm sure everybody's seen it, but it's a great film. The next one is Robert De Niro and Robin Williams in Awakenings. And this movie is about a doctor, played by Robin Williams, who kind of comes up with this drug for people that are catatonic, they have some rare disorders, and they can't really move. And Robert De Niro is a patient who responds, one of the patients who responds well to this drug, and they're kind of having an awakening in their life. They've been sitting in a chair for years without even moving. People have to move them, and it's really sad because the people are like that. And it's basically, this is one of those films like live life to the fullest. Don't take certain things for granted in life. So many people, I don't know, I can't go really more in depth into this without blowing some of the movie, so I'll just tell you, this movie is amazing. One of Robert De Niro's most underrated, I believe, one of his most underrated performances, and I believe Robin Williams is extremely underrated, and I just think this movie is underrated. You don't really hear about it as much. I mean, it was acclaimed and everything, but usually you think of Robert De Niro, and you think Taxi Driver, all of his other movies, and you don't really think of this one. Robin Williams, you think of comedy or Good Will Hunting, which he was amazing in, but you don't really come back to this for some reason. At least not everybody does. Some people do. So this movie's amazing. Check it out. The last one I'm going to talk about and show you guys is, some of you guys might be like, what? But anyways, it's Yes Man with Jim Carrey. And the reason why this movie is inspirational to me is because I was actually going, when it came out, around the time it came out, I was going through a really hard time with certain things in my life. And instead of, what I usually do is, I turn to God in a lot of situations, and I really try to, not burden myself with things. I couldn't get to that point because I was just so run down with work and stuff. But I saw this movie, and literally the next day I was like, you know what, I'm really going to try to, get some, step it up. And if I don't want to feel like this, I'm not going to feel like this. And I started, trying to do things. It's kind of related to this. I mean, I didn't say yes to everything, but it was kind of, I was kind of just wallowing in my own pity, pretty much. And I was just going through a really rough time, and this film really helped me. It's funny because a lot of people saw this, and a lot of people liked it, but you don't really think of a Jim Carrey movie as inspiring. So, but anyways, these are all movies I love. I'm sure there's a lot more movies that are inspiring to me. To me, a movie like The Goonies is inspiring, and E.T., but like I said, I just wanted to pick some out and talk about it. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and feel free to comment about any of your favorite inspiring movies, that movies make you feel good. But like I said, I hope you liked it. And for those of you who haven't heard yet, I'm actually doing my film analysis on last year at Marienbad, and so make sure you watch that within the next week or so when I get around to doing the actual review and analysis. And let me think of anything else. I did a video where I asked people to give me recommendations, just some suggestions of what videos to do. I got a lot of stuff written down that people left on that video. I deleted the video because I didn't really need it anymore. And I was so overwhelmed, not overwhelmed in a bad way, but I was like so blown away by the comments. I didn't think I was going to get a lot of ideas, just because, that's just how I think sometimes. And so y'all had some great ideas, and so I wrote them all down, and I'm going to do them at some point. And I guess I just wasn't expecting, I know people love watching my videos and stuff, but I guess, I was like, well, I'm going to see what kind of videos they want me to do. And I was expecting like one person to write something, just because, not anything, against y'all or anything. But I was so blown away that y'all care about my videos enough to, and watching my videos, that y'all want to know some more information. I'm tired, so it might sound stupid me saying that, but thank you. So I will be coming out with those soon. And I'm also going to be doing a video of my DVD collection and Blu-ray collection soon. I did one earlier in my channel, like 5 months ago, but a lot of things have changed. I'm going to do a new one showing my movie posters, that kind of stuff. And also, I hope you are going to enjoy my Seinfeld series I'm going to do. And it's been a really slow month for buying DVDs and Blu-rays because of just finances type stuff. But I couldn't, it's just, we all go through those times. And so the reason why I haven't done an update in this past month is because I haven't really I've bought a couple things. But I'm going to wait until I get enough. I don't really feel the need to do an update all the time. Probably like once a month, because I don't really just come on here just to show you what movies I bought. I come in here to show my love of movies and hope that you do too. So, anyways, with all that said, I'm kind of rambling on. Remember, guys, stay positive. And remember, there's 3 ways of doing things: the right way, the wrong way, and the shadow way.